and write everything that we've done in the lesson. And then at the end, when we explain that to everyone, at the end we ask to finish questions.
That's
then,
good, yeah.
Then
it opens it up.
At the end, when we explain
I haven't been so nervous about having talk going on, because sometimes I think there's a danger that people think, oh, it's teacher-led, which it isn't.
Because you can offer them, but if they don't give
You just think about talking as just kind of something that everyone does. It doesn't have any meaning, you just do it to communicate with others. But it's not just that, it's more.
And write everything that we've done in the lesson. And then at the end, when we explain that to everyone, at the end we ask to finish questions.
I think I've become more aware of what I'm actually asking from the students.
Because you can offer them, but if they don't give anything back, then it's not really very effective either.
So more student-to-student conversation. It's a bit more of the student voice type approach.
Yeah. It's like
and write everything.
It's felt more and more throughout the year, like it's our lesson.
Everyone, at the end we ask to finish questions.
That's
then,
good, yeah.
Then it opens it up. And write everything that we've done in the lesson.
I think first of all, it made me much more reflective as a practitioner.
That's good, yeah. Then it opens it up. Because anyone
Talk is actually a vital part of education.
then it opens it up. Does anyone actually ask questions? Oh, not really. Because you can offer them, but if they don't give anything back, then it's not really very effective either.
In a blog post from the National Literacy Trust website in June 2012, Judy Clark, Network Advisor, wrote an article titled "Talk at the Crossroads." In it, she refers to how talk is back on the agenda in education, coming at us from all angles, from the new teaching standards to the Ofsted framework for inspection. Of course, as she states, we have been here before, from Bullock's A Language for Life and the National Oracy Project. Still, the quality and centrality of talk in our schools has not been established, fully understood, and more importantly valued. My school has taken notice of this and has embarked on a journey to, and I quote Judy Clark, radically change the nature of teaching and learning in our school.
The project was introduced to teachers in September 2012 in the school's first Inset Day,
whereby its aims and key research on talk in education was shared and discussed.
A group of 20 of us, Year 8 students,
with a range of academic abilities were then identified from the year group as being confident speakers.
We would become part of the initial group of students to be trained as leaders of talk.
One of the main aims was that we would work alongside our teachers and peers in lessons to develop how talk happens in the classroom.
In the first term, we had 4 training sessions, once a week for 1 hour.
The training sessions involved a range of activities, including exploring the value of talk in education,
examining how talk currently happens in lessons from our perspective,
establishing some golden rules of making talk more effective in lessons,
considering how the leader of talk role might develop in classes,
and the development of a talk toolkit.
Subsequently, a talk group was set up as part of the staff training plan,
consisting of a range of teachers from different subjects who had leaders of talk in their lessons. We led the first meeting, training teachers on how to develop more effective classroom talk and explaining how we could work alongside each other, supported by the toolkit.
What happens next comes from one of our leaders of talk training sessions and shows some of the talk strategies from the toolkit in action.
People think that they're not valued as much. Just because we've been chosen as a leader of talk, they think that they're
we need to make them feel more comfortable in the discussion as well.
Yeah, and sometimes it's really awkward. So something like using the section one, like asking for or asking for and about opinion. So like that. So it says that make sure everyone's involved. Can you tell me what's your opinion about how you feel about it? So after making a point, using my opinion.
To develop more effective group discussions, we were introduced to a strategy which included the following 5 key roles in discussion: leader, initiator, clarifier, contributor, and peacemaker. We began by exploring our understanding of these roles, considering such things as the type of phrases and vocabulary that each role requires. This was particularly effective in ensuring that the dialogue moved forward in a productive way.
Nima, you were about to say something.
Yeah, thank you. Should we move on to some of the challenges that we face?
Yeah.
Right, I think some challenges include, like, not all the teachers actually know we're there. They might have heard about Leader Talk, but they don't know specifically, like, who we are.
During our training, we recognised the need for students and teachers to develop more active listening and observation skills in lessons. We were shown a strategy called Socratic discussion, where an outer group of students observed the talk of an inner group. In this case, the focus was on developing our understanding of how the talk was happening, the mechanics of discussion. Here, you can see 5 students discussing a topic whilst the observers each have a specific focus, including use of body language, specialist vocabulary used, contributions, building on others' ideas, and encouraging others to contribute.
Putting their hands up, and our teacher was picking on the same people all the time.
Yeah,
all the people, and all the people that don't put their hand up don't really get a feel for what we're doing.
In order to develop student questioning about the learning in class, we came up with the idea of a question wall. In this case, a physical space in the classroom where students would have the freedom to pose questions throughout the lesson. We found that this provided great opportunities to reflect on, clarify and extend the learning.
Girls, thank you for that very, very interesting and productive discussions.